It's bombs away on the basketball court tonight on the beautiful campus of the United States Air Force Academy. Falcons, losers of 3 straight, hoping to regain their winning ways. They're hosting one of the hottest teams in the Mountain West Conference, the defending Mountain West champions, Boise State Broncos. And it's all right here on Altitude Sports. Inside Clune Arena here at the Academy, where the 12-10 Air Force Falcons host the 17-5 Boise State Broncos. The Broncos, second-place team in the Mountain West Conference, 7-2, well on their way to another NCAA tournament bid. Air Force, meanwhile, 3-6. Losers of 3 in a row. You are not watching a rerun of Gilligan's Island. This is actually an altitude broadcast of Air Force basketball. Vic Lombardi, Katie Wingy. It's bucket hat night, and we're going to call some buckets.
It seems fitting. Buckets will be had by many here at Clune Arena. For the Air Force Falcons, it will be a challenge to score going against one of the best defenses in the entire nation. Boise State 15th in terms of how many points they allow their opponents to score. So the Air Force Falcons, they got to find a way to get it done tonight.
When we started broadcasting games for the Falcons, Reedus Petritis was coming off the bench, but the freshman is too valuable for Joe Scott. He's a starter now.
Petritis is coming off his 4th double-double of the season. What does he do for this Falcons team? Well, he does a little bit of everything. He can find ways to get all the way to the basket. He rebounds extremely well. He's also aggressive on defense, can get some steals that really gets this Falcon team going. And on the other side, Tyson Dagenhart in the Mountain West play, 17 points per game on an efficient 63% shooting from the field. He's just a sophomore, but he's found his rhythm. He's found his pace of play at the college level. He's freshman of the year last year in the Mountain West Conference. So Dagenhart will be a handful for this Falcons team to cover.
All right, Boise State against Air Force here at the Academy. We got our bucket hats on, and buckets are coming up next. Air Force basketball on Altitude is brought to you by Huberger Subaru. Getting set for tip-off here, Mountain West Hoops at the Academy, and it should be a fun one. Boise State has beaten the Falcons 5 straight times. If you look at their starting unit, Shaver, Abo, Rice, Dagenhart, and Smith, they really spread it around. 4 of the 5 scoring double digits. Meanwhile, for the Academy, Heidbreeder, Taylor, Becker, Mills, and Petritis, the starters tonight for Air Force. They have mixed up their starting 5 the last few games as Joe Scott tries to find the right recipe for his team. Leon Rice, 13 seasons at Boise. He's the leading winner among all coaches. Nobody's won more games than Leon Rice. Here we go, our jump ball, won by Boise. Marcus Shaver will handle it in the backcourt. One of 3 fifth-year seniors on this team. Let's see what Air Force has planned. Najee Smith with it. There's a deep 3 right out of the chute, and it's off the mark.
Boise's coming off a game where they hit 11 threes, so they're going to look for that long ball, especially against this Air Force defense.
Talked to Leon Rice about the challenges of playing Air Force, and it's all about pace. Air Force likes to take its time before a shot goes up, and you're seeing it right now. This is Air Force hoops. Bo Becker thought about it. Back out to Jake Heidbreeder. That one's off the mark, and Becker tips it out of bounds.
Becker's just got to grab that basketball, come down with it. Typically you have teammates along the wing, so it's not a bad idea to tap it out, but there he didn't have anybody around. Just needs to be a little bit more aware.
This Boise bunch has only lost 2 conference games, both of those games by 2 points, one of them in overtime. It's a tough team. Here's Shaver. Petritis on him. Looking inside to Najee Smith. Nothing's there. They're working around the wall. There's another 3, and that one's off the mark again by Abo. He is not shy on shooting.
And the Falcons have the #1 3-point field goal made defense in all of the Mountain West. So the Broncos have to be really smart about what threes they're shooting when they're looking for that deep shot.
Here come the Falcons. Jeffrey Mills to Petritis, right hand layup, and the Falcons strike first.
I'm not sure Petritis even knew where that pass was coming from or where he should be, but he cut back door and was rewarded.
Started that drive behind the rim, but Petritis is just crafty in the middle. Keep an eye on number 2 for Boise, Degenhart. Same way, great footwork. Sophomore coming off Mountain West Freshman of the Year last season. Max Rice, son of head coach Leon Rice. With the shot clock winding down, he'll throw up a righty, and Boise State ties it up.
That's pretty good defense from Jeffrey Mills, too, just staying solid, going straight up against Rice. But Rice took advantage of no switch from the Air Force Falcons and was a step ahead.
Jeffrey Mills thrust into the starting lineup a few games ago. Up top to Becker. Working around now. Taylor's got it. Ethan Taylor for 3. He thought that was in, didn't he?
And good screening from Bo Becker for the Falcons to get his teammates open three-point looks. That's such a critical part of the Air Force's offense.
Watch out for Rice. He is not afraid to pull. Abo back out to Shaver. The senior, quick to the hole. That one is too short. Cleaned up by Becker.
And again, good one-on-one defense from Mills right there.
Air Force will set up its offense. Petritis, guarded by Degenhart. Around the horn they go. Back up top to Petritis. He will go to the basket. Petritis forces one up, and Petritis does it again.
Through the contact, Petritis driving into the paint and going up strong.
He's a fearless basketball player. That's why Joe Scott loves him. Here's Degenhart underneath. Bo Becker on him. Degenhart back up top to Shaver. Max Rice thought about it. He'll drive. That's partially blocked. Najee Harris with the rebound, and Jake Heidbreder scoops it up. They call a jump ball. Degenhart and Heidbreder, but the original jump won by Boise, so possession arrow to Air Force.
You see Rice on that drive right there, partially blocked by the Falcons, and he could have had a wraparound pass to Degenhart right underneath, but decided last minute to go up with that shot. Didn't protect the basketball as he was going up.
Degenhart lucky he wasn't whistled for a foul there. Ethan Taylor now on the baseline. Here's Petritis. Will he go again? Yes, he will. Reverse layup's good. First 6 points of the game, all from Ritas Petritis for the Falcons.
The craftiness of Petritis. He had 19 and 11 last game for the Air Force Falcons, so looking aggressively for his shot so far in this one.
Marcus Shaver Jr. back out to Max Rice. Rice inside now. Najee Smith turning on Heidbreder, and Najee powerful.
Heidbreder just got stuck behind right there, and Smith able to out-physical him, just go right to the basket.
Inside to Taylor. Taylor knocked from his hands out of bounds. It'll be Air Force basketball, and it's our first time out of the contest. Low-scoring affair so far. Air Force up 6-4. Ritas Petritis is up 6-4. He's got all 6 Air Force points. Well, so far it's the Ritas Petritis show here at the Academy. He's got their first 3 buckets on Bucket Hat night.
Petritis right there catching the Boise State defense sleeping, which doesn't happen very often, and driving to the basket, drawing that contact, finishing over with physicality, and right there you see his craftiness, his cleverness working in the paint. He's got all 6 points for the Air Force Falcons, 4 of them coming from right inside.
Inbound play now for the Academy. 15 on the shot clock. Jeffrey Mills, Ethan Taylor, and they'll work it around the horn. Boise State's defense among the best in the conference. They don't give up many. Here comes Bo Becker, and that's stolen away. Marcus Shaver now in the open court. He'll leave it for Najee Smith. Little trouble getting it up there. That's Petritis with the effort.
What a pretty pass from Shaver to a no-look to his teammate Smith running in transition. That's one he's got to finish.
Give Petritis credit for the hustle. That's what he does. You wind him up, he doesn't stop. Ethan Taylor back out to Bo Becker. He'll shoot that. And that time he misses. It goes off a Boise player off Najee Smith, so it'll stay Air Force basketball.
And there again, you see Petritis getting in on that action, making an extra effort. And because of that, the basketball goes off the Broncos. He's an Energizer bunny on both ends of the floor for this Falcons team. He just goes and goes and goes.
Boise State Broncos obviously wearing the orange in honor of the Denver Broncos naming a head coach today. Congratulations, Sean Payton, the 19th coach in Broncos history.
I'm sure he's watching our broadcast right now
sure
and appreciates that. Congratulations.
He wants to ready himself for Denver.
Of course.
And looking over who that ball went off of, I believe. As the referees take a closer look, let's examine it from here. A little too long and strong for Becker, and that's impossible to tell from that angle. Do you have your microscope?
I do not. I don't have my magnifying glass with me. I should.
Another clean look there. Ooh, no idea there.
Hard to tell whose hand that is. I think it might be Smith's hand, but credit, if it does end up being Air Force basketball, Petritis for going for that basketball.
Okay, the lead official is talking to us. Some sign language I don't understand. Do you?
Vic needs some help with the lip reading, with the signaling
from
the referees.
It remains Air Force basketball. He was throwing me some signals there, and I'm like, huh?
It's like baseball signage.
Three-pointer by Mills, knocked back out by Bo Becker. So Taylor's got it, and Heidbreeder will reset.
Anytime you can give your offense an extra opportunity, Air Force will take advantage of that.
Heidbreeder cutting to the basket was grabbed there by Abo, so they'll whistle Abo for a quick foul. It's one thing that the Academy does so well. These guys go hard to the bucket.
And they're disciplined in their action, too. So each time they're cutting, they're moving without the basketball, they're doing it with a purpose.
Petritis off the board, and one! What a show this kid's putting on so far.
Petritis making plays for the Falcons right here. Just no one comes out to guard him from Boise, so Petritis takes it right in. Boise's late on sliding over with the help side, and now Petritis has an and one opportunity.
Ritas Petritis, 9, Boise State 4. He averages 10 a game, so one more, and he's at his scoring average for the season. A couple subs in for Boise now. Lavle Kuzmanovic running point. And on the block right there is Lucas Milner looking for position, but they're going to whistle it for 3 seconds. Too much time in the paint, big fella.
I believe it was Ethan Taylor and Ritas Petritis, too, that did a great job switching out and covering up both Broncos in that two-man game.
One thing you noticed when we were preparing for this game, the youth of Air Force against the experience of Boise.
Especially within the starting lineups of these two teams, too. You can tell the Broncos just have a little bit more experience under their belt. They've got a couple fifth years, seniors. Air Force, now they're starting some of their younger players. I mean, Ritas Petritis is a freshman for this Falcons team.
3-ball, Abo still can't buy one. Neither team can hit threes right now. Rice stops and pops that low release, and that one's off the mark.
Created space. Rice did to get that shot off around. Not a bad look.
Here come the Falcons. Jeffrey Mills out to Heidbreeder. Finally, a three is made. Jake Heidbreeder strikes. And Leon Rice has seen enough.
Really good offense from the Falcons right there. Getting inside the paint with the basketball, then kicking it out to an open teammate. Heidbreeder was down, ready to shoot. He's a great three-point shooter, 37% from deep. Look at Mills getting right into the paint right there. Forces Boise State to collapse in on the basketball, which leaves Heidbreeder wide open from three. And Heidbreeder's not a player you want to leave wide open from three for this Falcons team.
You could tell the Falcons playing with a little more desperation, having lost 3 in a row. Their last game at New Mexico, which has had a remarkable season, they gave it New Mexico all they could handle. They led by 1 late in that game.
Well, and I think, too, I mean, the Falcons recognize their strengths and how they match up against this Boise State team. You have to defend against the Broncos. You have to, because you know they're going to show up and defend on that side of the basketball. And like I said, Boise State shooting pretty well from 3. They came off a game where they made 11 of them. And so Air Force really strong in terms of three-point defense. Can they limit the Broncos' looks there?
Air Force sticking with the original 5. Max Rice up top. Here comes Najee Smith. He tried to find his guy inside, and that's knocked out of bounds by a hustling Petritus. He was looking for Degenhardt. So Boise's got it underneath.
The way the Falcons are crowding the paint too and still getting out to three-point shooters, their defense is covering a lot of ground to start this game.
It's Monovich up top. To Rice. Inside, Degenhardt. He's so crafty with his footwork. Let's see him go to work here. Left hand, thank you. That's what he does.
Pretty, and Becker did a good job of making Degenhardt work for positioning down low, but Becker needs to not give up on that defensive possession, continue to work to get around, to make it so difficult to get the ball inside.
Degenhardt, such a tough cover. So good with both hands. Here's Becker for 3. Bo Becker, too hard. Rebound Rice. Shaver, down court. He was looking for Degenhardt, ended up with it. Ball's on the ground, and it's out of bounds off Najee Smith.
Ritas Petritus again getting a hand on the basketball, causing a scramble situation, and Air Force is all over it, causing Boise to turn it over.
Is Petritus involved in every play?
He's all over the court. He's all over the court, flying around.
You want to come broadcast the game, too? Becker's got it, top of the key, looking for cutters. Hydebreeder stops and pops. That one is too strong. Rebound, Boise. Shaver's got it. He's their leading rebounder as the point guard, averaging over 6 a game. Kuzmanovic for 3. He finds the bottom of the bucket. The 6'5" junior from Serbia.
And that's where you can't get tied up if you're Air Force. Running back in transition, you have to match up and find the shooters along the three-point line.
Here's a cutting Bo Becker. Back out to Hydebreeder. That one is short. And here come the Broncos. Max Rice will reset now. Najee Smith. Marcus Shaver Jr. with it. Guarded by Ethan Taylor. Shaver's going to take his time. Down low, Degenhardt. He's thinking about what's next. Back out to Smith. That's partially blocked by Petritus again.
Petritus all over the place for this Air Force Falcons team, and that's just effort, closing out to that shot and getting a hand on it.
Here comes Ethan Taylor. He'll lay it up, and it's just too strong. Here come the Broncos the other way. Max Rice asking his guys to move down low. Degenhardt, right hand this time. Nope. Popped out there by Becker. That's the second time we've seen him do that, try to tip it to a teammate. It goes out of bounds, and we got a timeout on the floor. Air Force up at Clune Arena. 12-9 game. It's a defensive game here at the Air Force Academy. 12-9 at about the midway point of the first half. Defense is always the subject when you're talking about Leon Rice and the Boise State Broncos.
When you're talking about both of these two teams, honestly, a defensive game is kind of what we expected coming in. Look at the way that the Boise State Broncos put up numbers or withhold teams from putting up numbers so far this season. These are national numbers, so especially the three-point field goal defense, holding teams to just 28% from the three-point line. The scoring defense, 61 points per game. That's 15th in the entire country. So Boise State really has a lot of pride on the defensive side of things, and listening to Coach Rice kind of talk about why they found success, they play on a string on defense, similar to how connected they play on offense. So really, it's on both ends of the floor that the 5 players out there have great chemistry.
We hear that all the time, being connected, and they have so far. Inside, Smith stops. This time it's too much as he got a little bit of pressure from Jeffrey Mills on the weak side, just enough to make him miss that layup.
Feels like, too, right now, Boise State they're just not all on the same page. They're a little bit of lack of focus, and credit Air Force's defense so far in this game for flying around, making the Broncos uncomfortable, getting up in their space and taking away the looks they typically get.
Couple subs in for Air Force. Corbin Green, Camden Vanderswag. Here's Shaver. Petritus on him, trying to back him up, And they're going to call an offensive foul?
I guess so, and that's just Petritis holding his ground right there. Shaver trying to bump into him to get him off of that, and Petritis just bodied up Shaver.
I don't think you want to try Reedus. Reedus is the one guy you don't want to mess with on this team. And they have not found much success, Boise, so far. Corbin Green with it up top. There's Petritis working off that Green pick. Little two-man game action. Petritis from the free throw line. That one's a little too short. Now they've missed their last 5 shots, Air Force has. They've gone nearly 3 minutes without a bucket. Here's Shaver. So quick, so deft. Great touch off the glass. Marcus Shaver Jr.
And that's more of what you expect to see from Shaver, finishing like that, getting inside the paint, creating for his teammates, but also finding his own bucket.
Underneath is Camden Vanderswag. Turnaround, lefty. That one is off the mark. 6 straight misses for Air Force. Shaver down low. Najee Smith. And that's going to be a foul as Corbin Green came across to help. Looks like he slapped him on the wrist.
You're seeing the Broncos get to their spots a little bit better here as this first half rolls on. Shaver really quick on that first step, blows by the defender, and with a nice hang in the air to get the defender to jump. And here on the other end, Green going up for that block. He averages a block per game. #1 in this Air Force team in terms of blocks. So that's a play he's going to go to make. Right there, Smith did a good job of timing it to take advantage to draw the foul.
Yeah, Corbin Green will jump with a second in the Mountain West in block shots, 32 of them on the season. Najee Smith hits both of them, and now Boise State enjoying its first lead of the game. Carter Murphy, #4, off the bench for the Academy. Here's Highbreeder. He'll pull from there if you leave him open. Down low, Murphy. Trouble controlling the ball, and it's out of bounds. Boise State ball.
That was a pretty good look from Green, too. A direct pass to Murphy cutting down low. That's one you just have to be ready for if you're the Falcons.
Murphy, a late scratch against New Mexico. He missed the previous game against San Jose with an ankle injury, so he's coming back. Same with Corbin Green. He was out of that New Mexico game. Cross court, Shaver for 3, and that is nothing but twine.
What a pass, too, to Shaver, down and ready across the court. And the Falcons' defense had shifted entirely over to pay attention to the ball, fell asleep on that weak side.
Going on nearly 5 minutes without a bucket for Air Force. Leading early now, down 4.
When that happens, you got to get back to what was working, which was setting great screens, getting inside, attacking. Petritis did such a great job of that at the beginning of this game.
Shot clock at 6. Vanderswag for 3. They just can't buy one from the outside.
That's as good of a look as you're going to get within that Air Force offense, a wide open top of the key 3.
Kuzmanovic on Petritis. Turns and burns. Abo. They're going to call a blocking foul on Jake Highbreeder.
I think Highbreeder was a little bit surprised that Abo didn't just shoot that from outside. That's a look that he typically is ready to knock down.
Nice little run here by Boise State as they grab the lead against the Falcons at Clune Arena at 16-12. What once was a 12-4 lead by the Academy is now a 16-12 deficit. According to my math, Katie, that's a 12-0 run by the Boise State Broncos.
Your math is correct, Vic. 0 for 7 are the Air Force Falcons. It's been a scoring drought of 5.5 minutes, and what was working well for Air Force at the beginning of this game? They were defending extremely hard and making things difficult for the Broncos on that side of the ball, and then offensively setting great screens, moving without the basketball, and then attacking. It was all Petritis to start this game, and that was just the energy he brought on the offensive side of things. Relentless in pursuing the basket and finding ways to score in the paint.
Boise under the bucket now, trying to add to their lead. Abo's got it. Petritis on him. Great matchup. Abo pushes too much. That's another offensive foul that Petritis manages to get.
That's 2 offensive fouls for Petritis already in this game. And look at his body positioning right there. That's why he's able to draw that type of foul, because he keeps his chest right in the middle of whoever it is that he's guarding, moves his feet extremely well, and takes the contact when it comes to him.
With all the plays he makes, how does Joe Scott take him off the court?
You don't. At least right now you don't.
And he started the season on the bench as a freshman, but he's worked his way into the starting lineup and now a key member of this Air Force 5. Here comes Petritis on Najee Smith. He falls. Carter Murphy's got it. He'll pop. Tough shot behind the backboard.
Murphy gets it to go, and the scoring drought is over for the Falcons. Can they get a little run going now, build some momentum back into this game?
Falcons' first bucket in over 6 minutes. Lucas Milner working the post. Loses it. Hustled by Max Rice, but Corbin Green ends up with it. Doritas Petritis back out to Vanderswag, to Murphy, to Corbin Green. He goes up strong, no call, and Boise State's got it. Now they don't. Unforced error there, and Air Force has it.
Shaver just a little bit too much on that pass. Petritis right here to Murphy, who gets Rice all tangled up, gets an open baseline jumper, and Air Force is back on the board after a long scoring drought. It's now a 12-2 run over the last 6 minutes.
Jeffrey Mills, Ethan Taylor back in the game, along with Marcel McCreary.
Broncos lucked out too when Rice tried to save that basketball. It's a really tough save when you're trying to save it and it's a live ball turnover, then the other team is off and running. That's one that Corbin Green's got to knock down.
Petritis for 3. That's good.
Petritis did a great job reading the defense right there. Corbin Green did a great job setting that screen. The defense went under, which left Petritis wide open to knock it down.
4 of 5 from the field, 13 points, leads all scores.
Great handoff right there. Again, Petritis seeing that his defender is down underneath Corbin Green. Green turning and sealing off. Petritis down, ready to shoot.
Kobe Young in for the Broncos. He's number 3. Kuzmanovic with the ball now. Kuzmanovic cross court. Max Rice. Rice picked up by Doritas Petritis. He'll turn on him. Let one go. He's pretty crafty in the lane, isn't he?
Yeah, he was patient in that play too. Rice looking for his teammates once he got into the paint, and then when the defense shifted, that allowed him to hit that mid-range.
Well, he's a coach's son.
It's a high basketball IQ, almost guaranteed in that situation.
Of course. Petritis tried to force it to Mills, and it's stolen by Abo. Kuzmanovic with Taylor on him. He's calling for a pick. Degenhardt gives it. Now Degenhardt posting up. He wants it. They go cross court. Abo! Abo got up. Wow!
With authority, Abo on the baseline. Not going to settle for that outside jumper.
Shibuzo Abo, the Texas Tech transfer. 3 ball's not going tonight, so he figured, let me just take it to the Rick. Here comes Petritis. McCreary almost stepped out of bounds there.
Looks like he may have traveled too. He shuffled his feet a little bit.
4 on the shot clock. Jeffrey Mills. Taylor. And it's just not enough.
Good look as the shot clock was winding down for the Falcons from Taylor.
Max Rice working off the Degenhardt pick, and Max Rice will do that to you. He is a deadly outside shooter.
Sometimes it takes seeing the ball go in the paint too, finding an easier way to score, and then your whole game, your whole offensive game opens up.
He shoots 43% from distance, so watch out for Max Rice if he gets it going. The lead is now up to 6. What do we have here?
Timeout.
Timeout, Boise State, to talk things over. With 4:26 left in the first, the Broncos, they're up on the Falcons. Air Force trailing Boise 23-17. 4:26 to play in his first half. Bucket hat night here at Clune Arena. We got ours. I noticed that one of our bosses back at Altitude said, "Bring me one." You're going to have to pull it off my head, my friend.
When's the next time you think you'll wear your bucket hat?
Oh, I wear them daily, usually. You know, sun is shining.
Yeah. You wear your bucket hat?
Oh, yeah. On the way into the radio show in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Why do I not believe you?
You believe whatever you need to believe. Joe Scott, second tour duty here with the Falcons. They've lost 5 straight to this Boise State team. See if they can snap that streak tonight. All right, ball's inbounded. Struggling with the shot tonight, the Falcons are, but that shot is as easy as they come. Great play out of bounds, and Jeffrey Mills cut the lead to 4.
Well executed out of a timeout. That's exactly what you want to see. Setting great screens, moving with a purpose, and getting a bucket out of it.
Sure, Boise trying to get Degenhart going. Posting up, just can't get the ball. Got it now. Becker on him. 6'7" Degenhart. Back out to Rice. Max Rice. He will hurt you if he finds space.
And now he's seen a couple go in. The last couple buckets for the Broncos have been from Rice, and so Falcons need to hone in on where he's at, make him uncomfortable.
They've made 3 of their last 4 threes. Carter Murphy with it. Down to Jeffrey Mills. Cross court, Becker. Taylor thought about it. 2 on the shot clock. Got to do something, and that's out of bounds off Air Force.
That's a shot that Ethan Taylor needs to look to shoot as the shot clock is winding down from 3. 44% three-point shooter. That's a good look for this Falcons offense, especially with what they're trying to do, which is work every single shot clock for the full duration.
Those are things this young Air Force team will learn in due time. Again, 17 of 20 players on this roster, underclassmen. It's a young team.
Yeah, if you're a Falcons fan, that should make you really excited too to see this youth coming, you know, to terms with what this game is like, finding their rhythm, building their confidence a little bit more. It's a lot to look forward to with this Air Force squad.
Max Rice. He likes that shot. Not that time. Petrides will bring it up for the Falcons.
You have to think you get 4 years of Rytis Petrides coming up. 3 more after this season.
Looking for that same backdoor play, but that's knocked out of bounds by Kuzmanovic. And now a couple subs coming in for Boise State. Kobe Young, number 3, and Lucas Milner. Meanwhile, Air Force counters with Jake Heidbreeder. They got their big shooter back. Always wary of that shot clock, and it's stolen by Shaver. Shaver, the distance. Great hustle by Heidbreeder, but Marcus Shaver just too quick.
Well, when you know what the Falcons are trying to do offensively, use that handoff, use that screen. Shaver just really smart defensively and anticipating that pass.
Heidbreeder to Becker. Petrides has it. You know he's going to go, and he's fouled on his way to the rim.
Credit Bo Becker for setting a good screen. That Petrides came off shoulder to shoulder. No space for the defender to get through, which forced the defense to have to rotate over.
All right, the Broncos trying to separate themselves a little bit. What changes have you seen?
Aggressive offensively. I think going against a defense that isn't set always works in your favor, and Boise State has tried to get out and run a little bit more. Rice has taken over, knocked down a couple big shots. Shaver making some plays defensively has been good. So their defense, I think they've turned it up a notch too in terms of what they're taking away for the Falcons. And then offensively, it took them a second to kind of figure out what they wanted to get to, and now they've gotten to it.
Rytis Petrides keeping his Falcons in this game. With this free throw, he's got 14 points. The rest of the team has 7.
14 of 20 total points. Rytis Petrides showing up and showing out for this Falcons team so far.
His career high's 20, so he's well on his way there. Here's Shaver. Showing some quicks. Out to Kuzmanovic. Rice. Bang! Max Rice boy, he brings that shot from his waist, but it doesn't miss.
Well, and the Falcons need to recognize, I mean, Rice has scored the last couple buckets for this Broncos team other than Shaver in transition. So you have to find him and run him off the three-point line. His confidence is sky high right now.
He's not even hitting the iron. Here comes Mills, and that's going to be an offensive foul. Lowered his shoulder there, and Tyson Dagenhart just took it.
Really good positioning from Dagenhart, sliding with Jeffrey Mills there. Mills had already taken off. Dagenhart just fell right to the ground, and there's your charge.
10-point advantage for Boise State under a buck and a half to play in this first half. See what they can brew up here. Rice. Rice. 3 more. My goodness, Max Rice.
Heat check. You cannot give Rice that much space right now.
He's the son of head coach Leon Rice. You know, as a dad, you want to be all happy and proud, but you got to coach the game at the same time.
He's just a player right now out there for Boise State.
Here's Taylor trying to work Kuzmanovic inside. Taylor out to Mills. Petritus. He'll go, and there's another offensive foul. Frustration on the Air Force side.
Petritus, too. I think he would have been okay if he wouldn't have extended that left arm on the drive to the basket, but because he did that, it was an easy offensive foul to call.
The lead is swelled to 13 thanks to Max Rice, who simply can't miss at this point. Shavers for 3. That one is too strong. I don't know if I'm Boise. I give it to number 12 and nobody else.
Shavers wanted a little piece of the action, too.
Physicality as Mills makes his way to the basket there. Shaver will foul him. With 25 left in the half. And quick sub here for Boise State. They'll take Shaver off the court. Jace Whiting will get some time. Shaver's going to sit with 2 fouls. Don't want to get him in foul trouble. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Mills. To Petritus. Taylor's got it now. 5 on the shot clock. You hear the fans behind us saying, shoot. 2 on the clock. Taylor, fall away. That one is short. And it looks like the last shot, that one is long. But what a rally by Boise State. Down 8 early in this game. They put on a show late in the first half, and they lead at halftime. 34-21, the boys in orange over the Air Force Academy. Ritas Petritus with 14, Max Rice 13 for the Broncos. Got an uphill climb for the Air Force Academy tonight. They trail at the half, 34-21 against the Boise State Broncos. Welcome back to Clune Arena. Vic Lombardi, Katie Wingy with you. We talked so much about Boise bringing that elite defense. They just held the team to 21 first-half points.
They ended this first half, too, on a 6-0 run. They've made 9 of their last 11 field goals. So the Falcons really have to get back to defending the way they did to start this game. And offensively, Air Force needs to look to get inside, find some easier ways to score, because right now, Boise State, I mean, their defense, they're holding the Falcons to just 17% from the three-point line.
And Ritas Petritus going to need some help for the Falcons. He's got 14 of their 21. He came out banging early.
Yeah, he had the first 6 points for the Air Force Academy, and that was because he was aggressive. He was looking to get inside and attack this Broncos defense, and when he does that, good things happen for the Falcons. They've gotten good three-point looks. They need to knock down a few of those here in the second half. On the other side, Boise State, see Shaver right there attacking, driving inside. He got some points in transition as well, but it has been all Max Rice the end of that first half. Got inside, found some easy ways to score, and then it's been heat check from that point forward, knocking down triple after triple. He's got 16 points on an efficient 6 of 9 shooting from the field.
50% versus 33%. That's all you need to know.
That right there, and then the threes too. I mean, the Falcons only have 2, Broncos have 6. points off of turnovers. You see Boise State's defense making some plays, some easy ways for them to score. They're also winning the rebounding battle as well.
Air Force has some work to do if they want to get back in this game, down 13 at half. One more half to play here at Clune Arena, and Air Force has a mountain to climb. 34-21, they trailed Boise State. Vic Lombardi, Katie Winge for Altitude Sports. Katie, if I told you Boise's leading scorer, Tyson Degenhardt, had 2 points at the half, you'd probably think, great, Air Force is in good shape. Not the case.
I had just circled that on my stat sheet, too, because he's been held way below his average of 15 points per game, 17 points per game in the Mountain West, but he hasn't been the problem. It's been Rice that's been hitting from deep, especially. Air Force has got to sharpen that up.
That man, Max Rice, driving on Petritis, and Petritis reaches there. With the shot clock winding down, bails him out a bit, so a reset for the Orange.
16 of the 34 total points for Boise State have come from Max Rice. You have to imagine that that was something that the Falcons talked about in the locker room at halftime. Make someone else beat you.
He's already exceeded his season average. Average is 13 a game. He's got 16 so far. Shaver to Rice. He'll go. He'll turn now. Shaver's turn. Little step back action. My goodness, right in the eye.
That was pretty from Shaver. The way that he created space by driving in, backing up, stepping back. Bo Becker is not a small player out there. That's how much space Shaver created.
One thing I've noticed about these Broncos, they're very adept at stepping back on their jumpers. Here's Becker on Degenhardt. Reset it now to Mills. Ethan Taylor's got it. You can see how frustrated the Falcons are getting shot clock, and there is a much-needed jumper from their leading scorer, Jake Heidbreeder.
Patient, and then Heidbreeder able to create something one-on-one right there. A nice little mid-range pull-up. The elevation was key in that make.
Abo throws one up there, and that one goes over the backboard. Quick shot.
Abo is another player that the Falcons did a pretty good job on in that first half. He also only had 2 points, was 1 of 4 and 0 of 3 from the three-point line, where he really typically eats.
Yeah, Shibuzo Abo averages 44% from 3. Struggling there tonight. Here's Mills on Rice to Petritis. Nice lead, great finish.
What a pretty cut from Petritis right there. Great pass from Mills down low.
16 now for the freshman Petritis, who's well on his way to another Mountain West Freshman of the Week honor. That one is too strong. He's won it 5 times already. The conference Freshman of the Week.
I mean, Freshman of the Year, Mountain West?
Well on his way. He's taking on Tyson Degenhardt on the other side, who is the reigning Freshman of the Year in the conference. Mills has it to Taylor. Trying to chip away, 3 ball. That one's too strong. Mills comes up with the rebound.
Great extra effort by Mills, getting his body in the right position to potentially grab that offensive rebound.
Kobe Young's going to be whistled for the foul on a cutting Ethan Taylor. Take a look at Regis Petritis, who is not afraid. Not afraid to run. He's always running.
And Mills did such a great job right there, faking that he was going to turn over that left shoulder, which had the defense shift over, created a really good passing angle to be able to make that pass to a passing, or a cutting rather, Petritis.
Mills has it up top. Heidbreeder to Becker. Petritis got to go. 2 on the clock. Becker, that one is way too strong. And here comes Shaver. Up top to Young. Shaver says, let's set this up. Down low. And there's a foul before the shot. Mills got hung up there on Tyson Degenhardt, had to foul him.
And not necessarily a bad foul by Mills right there. Gives your defense a chance to reset. And when Degenhardt gets that deep in the paint, you want a chance to reset and get better defensive positioning.
Lucas Milner, 6'10", 240 senior, another 5th-year senior. They've got 3 of them. He enters the game for Boise State. Shaver underneath. Another foul away from the ball, this time on the inbound, as Heidbreeder gets a little too physical with Abo. So some quick fouls early in this half for the Falcons.
A little bit of that freedom of movement idea that we see so often in the NBA, wanting to bump the cutters.
Max Rice bit a little too much off the apple there. That's Steph Curry range.
Wanted to see if the heat check was still there based on the first half, and yeah, that was pretty deep.
I'll give these Boise State Broncos credit. They're not afraid to fire from anywhere. Taylor underneath the Petritis. Nice post. He misses the layup. Rebound. That's good.
Really good offensive rebounder is Petritis. He just sticks with plays, and right there, just trickled out, but because he doesn't give up in those situations, he was able to put it back in. 18
points for freshman Petritis. That one is stolen by Heidbreeder.
Great positioning defensively from Heidbreeder right there. Releases after being physical and sneaks around.
Air Force has cut it to 9. Petritis guarded by Degenhardt. Becker's got it. Mills for 3. Jeffrey Mills, we got a game.
Mills stepping in confidently at that three-point line after his teammates had worked the ball around on offense. That's a good look for Air Force.
Much needed bucket there from Mills, who missed 2 games with a concussion. Shaver tries to force another one. Mills with the defense. The lead is down to 6. Air Force on a run. Taking their time. Becker from the elbow. Oh, that one rolls in and out.
Good look at the elbow. Working a little inside-out action right there. And Becker, that's not a bad shot.
Milner cannot hold on to it. That goes off him. And another turnover. That's 3 straight turnovers for Boise State. Timeout on the floor. Air Force inching their way back into it. It's a 6-point game. To the academy, where the Air Force Falcons have cut it to 6. A 9-0 run. They lost hold of the rope there for a little bit, down 15, but look at Ritas, Petritis and company battle their way back.
They've gotten back to executing really well on offense, making multiple efforts to find ways to score the basketball, hitting from inside, hitting from outside, and that's when things really open up for the Air Force Falcons. They've been patient, and it has paid off so far to start the second half.
And Katie, it's all started on the defensive end. They forced 3 straight turnovers that led to points. After another turnover, they've got the ball again. See if they can find the reward. They really spread out the offense now. A little different look from Joe Scott. Taylor up top. Here's Jeffrey Mills. Becker thought about it. Heidbreeder now. 5 on the clock. Becker, he just can't buy one. 0 for 5 from the field now. They're rimming off.
And that was a good gather that Becker took to get a better shot off, to give himself a better opportunity to make that.
Abo goes baseline. He'll pull it back out now. He says, no, I want some of this. I want some of this. He'll turn on Petritis. Be careful what you wish for. That's Ritas Petritis in there.
He is so aggressive defensively in a way that is so controlled and works in the Air Force favor.
Taylor thought about the 3. That'll take it the distance. And look at Air Force now. The lead down to 4.
Ethan Taylor attacking the basket, changing his direction, protecting the basketball as he gets inside.
An 11-0 explosion by the Falcons, and we got a game. Max Rice with it. Taylor on him. They're looking down low. Burke Smith has entered for the Boise State Broncos. That's an offensive foul on Tyson Degenhardt, and Ritas Petritis, the Mr. Everything, does another thing.
That's his 3rd offensive foul that he's drawn in this game. You see him reaching right there, trying to get a hand on the basketball, just being a little pest guarding Degenhardt, and then ends up taking that contact.
You're right. I think opposing players just get frustrated.
They just get annoyed. They
You're
get
exactly
annoyed.
right.
Because he's always there. When you think he's not, he's still there.
Guarantee they know what kind of gum he chews because he's right in their face.
What do you think it is?
Trident watermelon, my favorite.
Wow, that was a risky
Quick
gamble.
response.
I don't think you choose watermelon gum. I was thinking more like peppermint.
Have you ever tried it?
Yes, I've had it before.
It's addicting, trust me. How do you think they got back in this game? 4-point game, 17 on the clock. Highbreeder cuts, and he's going to get fouled. 2 free throws to a guy who rarely misses them.
What a cut from Highbreeder. Baseline out of bounds. Catches the defense sleeping. He's been so good at reading the defense off the basketball, too. It fits so well within this Air Force system that, you know, lives and breathes off of constant motion, backdoor cuts, and Highbreeder fits that mold perfectly.
Best free throw shooter in the Mountain West right there. Averages just under 89% from the foul line.
It's 4th in Air Force history.
At one point, he made 30 straight this season.
Can you make 30 straight? What's the most you've ever made in a row?
Like practicing?
Like, and yeah, not in a game, just like shooting free throws.
Oh, I think I got upwards of 1,000.
Ridiculous.
Nobody
At
needs
least
to
make
know.
it believable.
Here come the Broncos trying to find the offense again. They've lost it for a while. Max Rice, when you need it, go to Rice.
That looks like it could have even been a foul on Ethan Taylor as well. And Rice up and under, around whatever defender is there. He's so good at being patient with the basketball and utilizing that fake game.
That snaps a 13-0 run. Taylor for 3. That one's too strong. Batted out by Jeffrey Mills, working the boards.
And that's a great bat out right there. He knew his teammates were around him, so Mills gave them an opportunity to go and gather.
Here comes Highbreeder. It's Mills. It's a Highbreeder. You know he's shooting it. That one is too short. Burke Smith with the rebound. And here comes Jace Whiting with the ball. Early substitutions for the Broncos. Rice! This one is not good. Scooped up by Ethan Taylor.
Another deep shot.
He does not
Rice.
shy
No
away.
hesitation.
Get a lot of this with Air Force Academy. Guys cutting left and right. A lot of fouls underneath on the way to the hoop.
And it's tough, too, because as a defender, you want to make sure that no one slices through your paint without feeling you a little bit. But they can't feel you too much because that is going to be a foul. So you want to be physical. You want to make the Falcons think twice about how they're moving, when they're moving. But you can't do it in a way that displaces them.
Kobe Young in for Degenhart now. He'll try to deal with Petritus. 4-point game, Air Force. Into the offense now, trying to cut into this lead. On a 13-2 run. Becker thought about it. Petritus with 9 on the clock. Petritus is going to go, and he's going to get fouled on the way.
Petritus rewarded for being in attack mode, looking to get inside, get all the way to the basket.
Air Force within 4 here at the Academy. The Air Force Drum and Bugle Corps as we welcome you back to Clune Arena. Falcons scratching and clawing their way back into it, now down to a 4-point deficit, 38-34. And if you look at the stats here, Katie, 2 guys doing all the damage. For the Falcons, it's Renus Petritus with 18. And for Boise, Max Rice got 18.
For looking at both of these teams, who's going to step up around those two? That's really what it's going to come down to, is what other players other than Petritus and Rice can contribute in a meaningful way to this basketball game.
Let's see what the Falcons do here. Jake Highbreeder. Oh, man, picked off there by Degenhart. Quick turnover out of a timeout. Coaches hate that. Shaver's got it up top now. Degenhart, the leading scorer for Boise State, only 2 points tonight. He wants it down low. He gets it down low, and he will finish down low with a chance to make it a three-point play.
And Heidebreeder tried to do the same thing that he did a couple possessions ago, where he's behind in his positioning and tries to go for a steal right here. Was a little bit late, and Degenhart was able to pull that basketball right in, and because of that, Becker late on the rotation, which allows Degenhart to get to the free throw line as well.
You mentioned who else is going to step up. He goes from 2 to 5 points just like that.
Well, and look, Degenhart is the leading scorer for this Boise State team. So they're going to go to him when they need buckets. He's going to continue to look for his shot and stay aggressive.
Another unforced error by the Falcons. That one too long and strong for Taylor, and Joe Scott nonplussed.
Air Force was on a 13-2 run prior to that timeout. And what you can't do is deflate your own energy by turning over the basketball. You have to at least give yourself a chance to keep that ball rolling.
Nothing angers a coach more than the unforced error. Here comes Shaver. Wow, is he quick. He beats Petrides to the rim, and now the lead is back up to 9 again.
He's quick, but Shaver can also stop very quickly as well. Petrides kept going right by him as Shaver stopped and was able to go right up with it.
Now, Leon Rice said it. Shaver suffered an ankle injury, and Rice said it was probably best for him because it slowed him down. You saw it there. Here's Camden Vanderswag, left hand, nice and done. Taking Max Rice to the hole.
Just great post-up moves from Vanderswag, staying patient down low, working around Max Rice.
Here's Shaver again. Body control, that one is too strong. Jeffrey Mills with some great defense.
Acrobatic there from Shaver.
Game's getting a little more physical now. You can see it. Mills. He'll go. Back out. Becker. Finally, Bo Becker makes his first shot of the night. 0 for 5 before that 3 ball, and it was much needed.
I was going to say, Becker is due for a make, and that shot was wide open thanks to his teammates getting inside.
Back to a 4-point game. Shaver waiting for the pick. Degenhart calling for it down low. Shaver's going to go. He turns, swatted by Becker. Great defense. Mills has it. Here comes Taylor. He'll go, and we've got a 2-point game. Timeout, Boise State. Air Force right back in it.
What a defense to offense play for the Falcons to fire up the fans here at Clune Arena. Big time block led to an easy outlet. Falcons, they've been taken off. 7-0 run.
Closest the Air Force Academy has been in a long time. They've cut it to 2. It's 43-41. Great defense leads to easy offense, and some great defense here by Bo Becker.
Shaver thought that he had a mismatch here, tries to take Becker all the way in, and Becker says, not in my house. Passes it up the floor. You see Jeffrey Mills hitting a streaky Ethan Taylor, going right to the basket, and anytime you can go against a defense that is not set, you likely have the advantage. Air Force taking advantage of that right there.
Physicality's starting to ramp up a little bit out there.
You can definitely see the Broncos getting a little flustered by that physicality. They're going to look to elevate, take their game to the next level, and match the Falcons' physicality in this one.
Well, once was a 15-point lead down to 2. Rice goes to the corner now. That one is off the foot, out of bounds. Boise State ball.
You see the way that Boise State is looking into Degenhart right now, trying to find ways to get him involved within the offense, trying to find a way to get him going, and Becker's doing a great job of battling with him down low.
And he's getting a lot of help from the weak side, you notice.
The guards are digging. There's a lot of different guys that are guarding Degenhart too, just because they're switching so much like Air Force does.
Great defense there by Mills. Here's Degenhart with Taylor on him. Degenhart takes his time, stops, turns, left hand. Man, that is good.
Finesse and poise from Degenhart in the paint right there. Pretty up and under, just patient with what the defense gave him.
Jokic like patience on that bucket. Lead back to 4. Bounce pass, Becker lost it momentarily. Mills will shoot the three. That one is short. Scooped up by Rice. Max Rice will bring it up. Under 10 to play. Crunch time here at Clune.
Every guard on this Broncos squad looking inside and can't get it to Degenhart.
He's got it now, and it looks like there's a foul inside on Bo Becker, who got tangled up with Abo.
But look at how far out Degenhart has to catch the basketball, too. That's because Ethan Taylor, or whoever it is on this Falcons squad that switches on to him, is pushing him and being physical with him to make him catch the ball outside of the paint. Your defense is in a much better position if you can do that.
Side out of bounds for the Broncos. Abo, three-point shot hasn't been falling tonight. He hasn't shot it recently. But this guy, he's not afraid. Max Rice, that one's too strong. Great rebound by Becker. And the defense there compliments of Rytis Petritis.
Broncos trying to draw some fouls, and they're just not being called. The Falcons doing a good job of being disciplined defensively and just going straight up.
Jeffrey Mills with Shaver on him. There's Vanderswag. He'll go. Vanderswag will finish.
Protecting it like a running back, Vanderswag. A man on a mission from the top of the key all the way in.
Love it when you get two hands on that ball knowing you're going to the rack.
No one's taking this from me.
Here's Shaver now. The switch off. Becker's got him. Mills is trying to deal with Degenhart down low. They're looking for him.
Punch it and save.
Abo for three. Still can't get one. Petritis has it. And Air Force a chance to tie or take the lead here.
Abo has yet to make a three-pointer in this game.
And that's a man who's 44% from distance. Here's Mills underneath. Rice on him. Mills. Back out to Becker. Becker's going to go on Degenhart. Reset. 8 on the clock. Cross-court pass. Mills. 4 on the clock. Mills finishes. And Jeffrey Mills goes to the foul line with a chance to give Air Force the lead.
What a play. What a pass from Ethan Taylor, too. The Air Force bench all flinched because Taylor made that pass to the corner in such a surprising way.
What a second half.
That sling pass right over to Mills, who drives in, late on the rotation, and he's fired up.
Well, you asked it, who besides Petritis is going to pick up the slack for Air Force? Jeffrey Mills at your service.
It's been a variety of different players, too, in this second half. Everybody on this Falcons squad has come to play. Mills right there. I love the way he didn't settle for that outside shot. Taylor with a fantastic find in the corner, and Mills with a chance to give the Falcons a lead here over Boise State.
Last lead for Air Force was 17-16 early in this game. They were down by as many as 15 here in the second half, and they have chipped away.
They have held the Broncos to 0 of 5 from the three-point line here so far in the second half, and the Falcons are shooting 56% from the field here in the second half.
Three-point play is complete, and the Falcons have the lead.
Major improvements and adjustments for Air Force.
See if the Broncos can respond now. Shaver with it, trying to get it to Degenhart. Mills, undersized. Degenhart, too much for him.
Impressive footwork from Degenhart. He starts at the top of the key, makes his way down, and ends up with a layup. That's just solid, fundamental basketball.
See what Air Force has. Becker.
It's a better pass. That's a shot.
Petritis thought about it. Got Young on him. That one almost turned over. Taylor on the floor, battling for it here. And it's pulled out of there by Boise State. Shaver on the run. He's got Abo. Abo blocked by Becker. Out of bounds, though, as Becker got back onto the court, and it's going to remain Boise State basketball.
What a hustle play. Right here you see the Broncos with numbers, and Becker sprinting back to try and make a play on the basketball. Gets a piece of it, but like you said, Vic, he was standing out of bounds, tried to catch the ball while he was stepping back in, so it'll be Boise State basketball underneath.
Air Force trailing by 1. Kobe Young to Marcus Shaver Jr. Down low, great pass, great cut, and that's a foul on Air Force. Max Rice went up. Crowd doesn't like it.
Vanderswag down low underneath. You see Shaver with a nice little pass to Rice, who slipped that screen. Looked pretty clean.
That's a lot of leather. Max Rice at the free throw line, automatic. He's a 90% foul shooter. Why is he not tops in the Mountain West? Because he hasn't shot enough free throws. He makes both, and the lead is back up to 3.
Watch the Broncos defense to try and set the tone to have them extend this lead that they have right now.
Notice Air Force really moving the offense out beyond the perimeter.
Much more space offensively, which gives them more room to cut and move without the basketball. It forces the defense to work a lot harder.
Bo Becker way strong on that one. And it's scooped up by Shibuzo Abo. He gives it up to Shaver. Max Rice. Degenhardt trying to find his now. He'll set up Petritus. Petritus smacks it out of there with the left hand. Abo now gives it a go. Abo for 3. That one is too much. Degenhardt pulls it out. Max Rice for 3. That one is not even close. Ethan Taylor with the rebound. Under 5 to play here at Clune Arena. 3-point game. Ritas Petritus will drive, stops, pops. Stopped by Kobe Young. Good defense by the redshirt freshman.
Petritus, I think, thought he got contact on that drive.
Shaver ends up with it. He's on the ground. Shaver for 3. That one is too strong, and here come the Falcons.
That might have been another block for Becker.
Oh, Bo Becker was wide open, and Ethan Taylor overthrew him. A little sloppy here for the Falcons last couple possessions.
Air Force has got to tighten some things up on both sides of the basketball. That's not a bad look. You're looking for a teammate to reward them running in transition. Just got to deliver that pass on the money.
All right, look, there's time out there. Boise State wants to talk this over. They're up by 3, 4:24 to play. We're going to take a timeout from Clune Arena. We wanted a strong finish. We wanted some drama. You got it. It's a 3-point game. Air Force basketball on Altitude Sports. 4:24 to go here in the game, and the Falcons are down 3. Katie, if you're Joe Scott, what are you dialing up?
Have to keep defending the 3-point line. Coming into this game, Boise State had 3 games in a row with at least 11 made threes. They have yet to make a 3-pointer in the second half. So the Air Force Academy has really sharpened things up from the 3-point line, particularly in the second half, and making things really difficult. I think if the Falcons can defend at a high level, really make things difficult, then on offense, take care of the basketball a little bit better than they have been, they'll be in good shape. They'll run this game down to the wire.
Shaver's got it up top to Max Rice, who leads all scorers with 20. Shaver now with Vanderswag on him. He'll stop and pop, and that one off the mark. Heidbreeder brings it down.
Crazy quickness from Shaver right there. That's a good look.
Here's Vanderswag. Back out to Becker. Heidbreeder. Shaver all over him. Heidbreeder's going to take Shaver to the rim, and Heidbreeder's going to get some. You get you some. The lead is down to 1.
Heidbreeder stays persistent too, despite Shaver trying to poke the basketball out, and Heidbreeder just sneaks right around him there. 9
points now for Jake Heidbreeder. Air Force leading scorer. Degenhardt, Boise's leading scorer. Help is on the way. He'll pop it outside. 3-ball, corner pocket, no good. Rebound, Becker. Kuzmanovic too strong.
Continue to take care of the glass, too, if you're the Falcons. Have to have those defensive rebound, finish those possessions that way.
3 to play. Mills for 3. That one is too short, and Rice has it.
Becker has been such a good screener this game for the Falcons, getting them open looks from deep.
Shaver on his way to the bucket, can't buy it, but he's going to get rewarded at the free throw line.
He hit the ground hard. You could hear the thump.
Yes, you could. Jeffrey Mills called for the foul. Remember, Shaver coming off that ankle injury, he is clutching his right ankle right now. Let's hope he didn't re-aggravate that thing.
It was hard to see from our vantage point, too, just how he fell, what he fell on. It just sounded like he fell hard.
Oh, wow, he's limping now. That looks like he's in a lot of pain, but Shaver trying to walk it off. He wants to shoot those free throws.
Well, if it is the ankle too, Vic, and I'm sure you've experienced this, if you re-aggravate it, the last thing you want to do is sit down and stop moving and take off your shoe. No, you want to keep moving. You want to keep that ankle active and, you know, contain that swelling and that pain as much as you can.
Play through it best you can. You wonder now if Coach Rice is going to pull him out at first opportunity. He's got somebody at the sideline ready to check in. Free throw's good.
He will come in for him.
That's Kobe Young getting ready to check in for Marcus Shaver Jr. Second freebie. That one is too strong. Rebound Air Force. Let's see if they go after Shaver here. He's limping around. Shaver fouls on purpose, take himself out of the game. Yeah, he could be done for the night.
Well, you could see him kind of gauge it as he was running back on defense. And the moment he realized that he couldn't go, instantly went to foul.
Unfortunately, that foul sends Jeffrey Mills to the foul line.
That's something that the Falcons have to recognize, too. If they're going to be in the bonus for the remainder of this game, you have to stay aggressive and attack-minded. Find some easy buckets at the free throw line.
Both teams in the bonus. Mills' first free throw is off the mark. Those freebies, so important.
So important, especially down the stretch in a close game like this. Have to step up to the line confidently and knock those in.
Kuzmanovic out to Degenhart. Detritus on him. Gives him off to Vanderswag. Here comes the double. Abo pushing off. Trying to find some space. Hydebreeder on him. Abo turns around. That one is good. Shibuzo Abo with a big shot down the stretch.
And Abo's crazy athletic. You can see that within the first couple dribbles or moves that he makes. And right there, look to attack. Hydebreeder did a pretty good job. And Abo just stayed with it.
Here's Vanderswag. Detritus, he'll go. Left hand, he'll finish. And Reedus Detritus, who has delivered all night long, looking to deliver a three-point play.
Detritus is so good at going to that left side. Look at how much ground he covers, making his defense slide with him. Comes all the way across the lane and finishes on the opposite side. And again, that's how he draws that contact. That's how he gets to the free throw line with the make.
And these free throws so important now. Under 2 to play on a 2-point game. Reedus Detritus with 20 points, tying the season high. And that one rims in and out. 2 missed free throws down the stretch for Air Force. Degenhart on Vanderswag. Here comes the help. Air Force sending help right away. They don't want to get beat by Degenhart.
The scramble has been really good out of it, too, for the Falcons.
Kuzmanovic for 3. Wow! The Serbian product. Big, big shot to give Boise a 5-point cushion.
39% three-point shooter. That's what he's looking to do.
Timeout from Joe Scott. Not much time to work with in a 5-point deficit. And I'm thinking about those free throws.
For sure. Those are ones that you're going to wish you had back. But right here, what a move to create space, pull back, quick stop to get the defense on their toes for the Falcons. And I believe that's the first 3 that the Broncos have hit in the second half.
It is, and that's a bold shot by Kuzmanovic given the circumstances of this game.
Speaks to the confidence of him and his willingness to make a big play for his team. Steps in, creates that one-on-one on his own, and knocks it in.
Joe Scott working up a play here for the Falcons. Time certainly a factor now with $1:16 to go.
And you can't play your typical run the whole shot clock offense now if you're Air Force. You have to be aggressive, try and get to the free throw line and knock down those free throws if you can draw a foul, but also set great screens and look for your first open shot. Take that if you have it.
You don't need a three. Not yet.
Don't need it unless it's there.
Highbreeder's got it. He'll go back to Mills. Highbreeder. Mills. A minute to play now. Highbreeder coming off the pick. Mills will go baseline. Highbreeder thought about it. Vanderswag will shoot it. This one is tipped and saved by Boise State. And now they've got everything going their way. Up by 5. A foul by Camden Vanderswag on Max Rice. He doesn't like it.
First of all, what disciplined defense by the Broncos throughout the duration of that shot clock against Air Force. Really good job. And then Air Force instantly applying pressure. Like you mentioned, Vic, they're going to try and make a play on the basketball, and that looked like a clean strip right there from Vanderswag.
Might have got a little wrist there. Max Rice is not a guy you want to foul.
No, that's probably the... I mean, they're a pretty good free throw shooting team, Boise State is, but that's the one you don't want to send to the free throw line.
90% from the foul line.
He got a lot of them towards the beginning of the season, and then teams realized how good he was from the free throw line and avoided it at all costs.
21 points for Max Rice. Coach's son. 22 from Max Rice. Coach's sons make free throws. And now the lead is 7. Got to have a 3. Highbreeder, he'll shoot it. Too strong. Becker with the hustle. Becker almost stolen, but Ethan Taylor's got it now. 30 to go. Petrides, that one's blocked. Vanderswag, he's fouled, and he'll go to the foul line.
Credit the Falcons for fighting until the final buzzer here, because multiple effort after multiple effort. I mean, the Broncos block a shot, play good defense, but the Falcons able to create opportunity after opportunity to try and get some extra points on the board.
Vanderswag is clean with his first free throw.
Got to get right up into that pressure right away if you're the Falcons after this make.
Boise State, such a great resume. 17-5, 7-2 in conference. And now they've got themselves a 5-point lead. Timeout on the floor. 57-52. 25.8 to play here at Clune Arena. Figure you got to foul right away. Who do you foul?
Got to foul right away, but you got to try and make a play on the ball first if you can. And find, you know, the player with the lowest free throw percentage on this Boise State team. But if you can be aggressive and try and get a steal here first, that's obviously what you want to do if you're Air Force. Full court pressure, absolutely.
Let's take a look at what we've got coming up for Air Force here on Altitude Sports, proud partner. Got some hockey action this Friday against Mercyhurst. That's a 7 o'clock face-off. Another hockey game the following night against that same team. And then back here at Clune Arena, I love that game, Colorado State.
It's been struggling a little bit this season, dealing with some injuries, dealing with all sorts of adversity. So it'll be a team, again, that's desperate for a win in the Air Force Academy's house.
Air Force came into this game with a 3-game losing streak, giving Boise all it could handle tonight. At one point, they led by 1 late in the game. Free throws, missed free throws, costly. And now they're looking at a 5-point deficit, 25 to go. Let's see who they choose to foul. You don't want to foul number 12, Max Rice. They're going long ball. Abo's got it. Abo to finish it. the Texas Tech transfer with the punctuation mark.
What a great play to draw up, too, for the Broncos, looking for that long ball, that long opportunity to really seal the deal here.
Taylor tries for three. Max Rice has it, and now they're going to milk the clock. Up by 7. That'll do it here at Clune. Boise State, you can see why they're such a tough team. Very experienced, very veteran, and they made all the big plays down the stretch.
Yeah, and credit Air Force, too, for the second half that they played. 31-25 was the score in the second half, so the Falcons did make some adjustments, found a way to compete and make it a close game. Petritis put on a show for this Air Force squad, but at the end of the day, it just wasn't enough against a very disciplined Boise State team.
59-52, the final here at Clune. Leon Rice gets another dub. They've won 6 straight against the Falcons. When we come back, final thoughts. Air Force Hoops here on Altitude Sports. Air Force basketball on Altitude is brought to you by Huberger Subaru, as the Falcons fall to the Boise State Broncos 59-52 here at Clune Arena. Vic Lombardi, Katie Wingy on the call, and man, Air Force had it right there. They were down 15 in the second half. They battle back. They take a 1-point advantage. Just could not take it from there.
They couldn't, but give them credit for the way that they adjusted at halftime, because they came out and fought with everything they had against this Boise State team. At the end of the day, it just came down to the little things, taking care of the basketball down the stretch, making free throws down the stretch, playing disciplined defense down the stretch. And the Broncos, they made baskets when they needed to against this Air Force team.
That's why they're 8-2 in conference play, second best record here in the Mountain West. Let's take a look at the highlights. Started the game with the Retus Petritis show. He was scoring from everywhere early.
Had the first 6 points for the Falcons. You see him going to work inside right here, attacking with a purpose, finishing through contact. He also had some great cuts, but on the other side, Max Rice heated up for this Broncos team. Scored inside a couple buckets, and then everything opened up for him offensively. He was a force to be reckoned with for this Boise State team, especially in that first half. As we head to the second half now, really good effort from the Falcons, Vic, in terms of turning it up a couple notches, being aggressive and attacking inside to start the second.
Jeffrey Mills made some big buckets down the stretch, and Petritis with 20 points ties his career high. At that point, they would take a 1-point lead. Petritis was everywhere tonight. On the rim, on the rebound, he could do no wrong. Tyson Degenhart, 2 points in the first half, finished with 9. He made some big buckets as well.
And was so poised for this Broncos team, especially down the stretch when they needed a bucket. They absolutely looked to him more in the second half. A couple other players stepped up around him, but again, the Broncos made buckets when they needed to make buckets in this game. This final play right here, all the way down the floor, that sealed the deal from Abo.
Shabuzo Abo ending it for the Falcons. 59-52, your final score. Both teams struggling from 3. Falcons 4 of 24 in this game. The turnovers certainly hurt Air Force. 17 points for Boise State off Air Force turnovers.
And Air Force's defense was pretty good against Boise when they could go back and defend them in a half-court situation. But when you turn the ball over, especially in live ball turnover situations, it's really hard to defend. And the Broncos were able to get off and run and find some easy ways to score in that situation.
So now 4 straight losses for Air Force, and the road doesn't get much easier. They have to go to Nevada, a Nevada team that beat them here at Clune earlier in the season.
It's going to be tough. In the Mountain West, every game is competitive. Every game is tough. The more losses that you have, sometimes it gets a little bit more tense. You put more pressure on yourself. But the good news about this game is there's a lot of good that you can take away from it if you're Air Force. Build on those good habits. Find ways to just chip away, and then you'll find yourself getting some wins.
And we got our bucket hats. We leave with
There
something.
were buckets had tonight.
Yeah, there were plenty of buckets by 2 players in particular. That'll do it here from Clune Arena. For Altitude Sports, Falcons and Broncos took us down to the wire. Heck of a finish, 59-52. We're back Friday night. Your Falcons hockey team takes on Mercyhurst. This has been a presentation of Altitude Sports and Entertainment, your home for the Air Force Falcons. For myself, Nick Lombardi, Katie Wingy, the entire crew, thanks for joining us. We'll see you all season long on Altitude.